Have you ever just stood in your bathroom, looked at the shelf full of products, and wondered, what is actually in all this stuff? The soaps, the cleaners, the cosmetics we use every single day. We kind of have to trust the companies that make them, right? But what if there's a way to know for sure that they're being straight with us about safety and sustainability? Well, it turns out there is.
It's a huge question, and it deserves a real answer. And luckily, there's a framework designed to give us just that. We're not talking about marketing fluff or vague, eco-friendly labels here. We're talking about standardized, comparable data that actually connects a company's environmental performance to its financial bottom line. And this is the group behind it all. The SASB standards, which are now part of the IFRS Foundation, are the key to unlocking this information. You see, their whole mission is to get everyone speaking the same language, so companies can talk about sustainability in a way that investors and eventually us, the consumers, can actually use to make informed decisions.
Okay, and here's the really crucial part. This isn't just about being green for the sake of it. The standards zero in on the sustainability issues that could actually hit a company's wallet. We're talking about real financial risks and opportunities. It's all about finding that sweet spot where doing right by the planet also happens to be great for business. And believe me, these standards are incredibly well thought out. For every industry, each standard is broken down into 5 distinct parts. It kicks off by defining the industry, then it pinpoints the key sustainability topics, gives specific metrics to measure everything, lays out the technical rules on how to measure it, and even includes ways to compare companies of different sizes. It's basically a complete playbook for transparency. All right, so let's see how this whole thing works in the real world. We're going to bring this down from the 30,000-foot view right into our homes by focusing on one specific industry, the one that fills up our shopping carts. We're talking about the companies that make pretty much everything from your shampoo and laundry detergent to your makeup and kitchen spray. These are the brands we see every day, the products that are quite literally a part of our daily routine. So for this industry, the standards flag 4 major sustainability issues that can impact their finances. Things like how much water they use, all the plastic in their packaging, and the controversies around sourcing palm oil. But for this explainer, we're going to zoom in on what is arguably the trickiest one of all, product safety, and specifically the chemicals inside these products. And this really gets us to the heart of the matter for these companies. I mean, how do you make a product that cleans like a dream or makes you look fantastic while also making sure it's totally safe for us and for the planet? That's the big challenge. Now, what's really fascinating here is where all the pressure is coming from. It's not just government regulators anymore. Nope. Consumers are way more savvy these days, and even major retailers are creating their own lists of banned chemicals. That forces manufacturers to clean up their act or risk getting kicked off the shelf.
And we're not talking about vague stuff here. These are specific chemicals, things you might have heard of, like phthalates, triclosan, certain preservatives, and dyes that have been tied to health or environmental problems. Some are already being phased out, while others, like parabens, are on the radar as the next big wave of concern. So with all this pressure mounting, what's a company to do? Well, there's a really exciting path forward, and it's called green chemistry. And this isn't just about swapping one bad chemical for a slightly less bad one. It's a whole new philosophy for designing products to be safe right from the drawing board. So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it means chemists are designing molecules that get the job done without being toxic. It means creating products that once you're done with them, just break down into harmless stuff instead of sticking around in the environment forever. And it means using renewable materials. Think plant-based ingredients instead of things we can only use once. And this right here is where it all clicks into place. Adopting green chemistry isn't just some nice, ethical thing to do. It's not just a cost. It turns out it's an incredibly powerful business strategy. And boom, there it is. This quote, pulled straight from the SASB standard, is the real aha moment. It's saying that the companies who jump on this early, the ones innovating with safer chemicals, are the ones who are going to win. They'll attract smart customers, they'll dodge future regulations and fines, and they can actually boost their profitability. The business case is right there, clear as day. So how do we actually see this shift happening? It's brilliant. The standards make companies report 2 key numbers. On one side of the ledger, they have to report how much money they make from products with those chemicals of concern. And on the other side, they report how much money they make from products designed with green chemistry. It literally creates a financial tug-of-war in their annual reports. And this one number becomes the ultimate report card. It tells you
in cold, hard cash, whether a company's future is tied to the risky chemicals of the past or the brilliant innovation of the future. It says it all. Okay, so all this reporting is great, but how does it actually create change in the real world? Well, it all comes down to one powerful concept: transparency. For investors, this is basically a cheat sheet. For the first time, they can look at two companies side by side and clearly see who's getting ahead of the curve and who's falling behind. They can literally follow the money as it moves away from hazardous chemistry and towards a safer, greener future. And for you and me, this is huge, because when a company has to report these numbers to Wall Street, you better believe they want those numbers to look good. And that pressure directly fuels the push for safer, more sustainable products to end up right there on the shelf for us to buy. Transparency literally becomes the engine of innovation. So the next time you're standing in that store aisle, just remember that behind every single product is a company making choices. And thanks to frameworks like this one, we're finally getting a much clearer picture of what those choices are. So the real question is, now that we have this information, what are we going to do with it?